Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I've got several newer products that I want to share with you guys. They're products that are not necessarily brand spanking new to me because I have worn them a couple times. I wanted this video to be more of a review as opposed to like a first impression. I've seen a lot of people not complain about, but just bring to light the fact that these first impressions are not a solid review on these products because you haven't used them a couple times. You don't really have a feel for the formula. You don't really know how they work with different looks or, whatever. So I really wanted to use these products a few times before I got on here and shared my thoughts with you. So before we go any farther, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Stick around for a little while, hang out, join my little community. I would be forever grateful and I would love to have you. Also, like this video if you like it. The products that we're going to be talking about today is the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette. We also have the Lunar Beauty Lip Gloss that we're going to be trying. I have this Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. And then I also grabbed up some Propa Beauty Lipsticks. Oh, and I have some Pop Beauty nail polishes I want to share with you guys as well. So, if that sounds interesting to you and you guys want to see my ideas and review on these products, keep on watching. Alright, so the first thing that I want to play with today is the Tilbury Bronzer. I know if you guys have heard anybody else talk about this product, everybody has mentioned how big it is. I mean, this mug is huge. I've never in my life. I mean, I don't own the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer, so I'm not used to having something this large. It's big. It's big. So anyway, beautiful packaging. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. We would expect no less from Tilbury, right? So let me just show you again. That's what the front of that looks like. This bronzer comes in 4 shades. It comes in fair, medium, tan, and deep. I decided to get mine in the shade medium just because the fair shade looked really light. It looked almost too light for my skin tone, and I didn't want it to be that type of bronzer that barely shows up. So I picked the second shade, after using this a couple times. I don't know if that was the right move. I definitely don't think this is too dark for me. I just don't know if the tone is right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what the inside of it looks like here. It does have a little spot in the back where you can pop the pan out, just in case, in some alternate universe you go through this entire bronzer and you need a refill. There's a way to do that. So I've used several brushes to apply this bronzer. And I will tell you that I don't have the original Tilbury powder. I want it very badly, but instead of grabbing the powder, I grabbed the bronzer. I could never justify buying a powder that was $45, but, a $55 bronzer. Why not, right? So I've tried 2 different brushes with this bronzer. I've tried it with the Sonia G Cheek Pro brush. This is a really good brush for, buffing in powder. It's got that really dense, head on it. It is extremely soft. I've also been using my everyday bronzer brush that I used way before I got the Sonia G brushes, which is the Sigma large angled contour brush. It's their F40, and this is just a really good staple bronzer brush. Sometimes the brush that you're using can really alter the way a product performs, so if something doesn't work for me, I'll try multiple brushes to see if maybe it changes how it's performing on my face. Okay, I will tell you, when I touch this powder, I mean, it's super silky. It's definitely soft and finely milled. I can't compare it to her face powder because, again, I don't have that. So just for the sake of today's video, I am going to apply it with the Sonia G brush. I'm going to dip in here rather generously, and we're going to give it a tap. I really like to be able to buff something into my skin, though, to make it look a little bit more seamless. So far, I've dipped into that pan twice. And that's where we're at so far. I feel like it just leans a little bit too warm for me. Just a little bit. It's not awful. I should have put a contour shade down, but I wanted to show you guys what this looked like on its own. I don't want to get too out of control with it, so we'll stop there. Now, I will say when I'm applying this bronzer, it does go on very smoothly. It's not patchy in the least bit. And I think that's just due to how, you know, finely milled this powder is. I do think it looks really nice. I don't know if that justifies the price tag. Like, this is just crazy expensive. And there's so many bronzers out there that will give you the exact same effect, if not better. I'm not trash talking Charlotte because I love her products. And I think with this type of stuff, you're paying for the luxury packaging. You're paying for the name. Not that the products aren't good, because they most certainly are. But, you know, you could find a lot of cheaper alternatives that will give you the exact same effect. With these types of products, it's more of an experience that you're buying, not just the product itself. Do I regret picking this bronzer up? No. I like that I have it in my makeup collection. I like that I have something that's so pretty. And I mean, you know, that's just me. That's me and the way I am with makeup. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to spend a bunch of money on makeup, but you're really interested in this bronzer, I would just choose something less expensive. It doesn't, I know it's easy for me to say. I'm going to go ahead and dig in my collection real quick and see if I can find something that's similar to this. So that is the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer swatched out. Okay, so I found several that were relatively close to this Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, enough to where it's kind of got me questioning whether I should just take it back. That sounds awful. Not taking it back, Charlotte. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm keeping you. Keeping you in my collection. However, if you're somebody that's like jonesing to have this bronzer and you don't want to spend the hefty amount of money for it, let me go ahead and show you what I have on my arm right now. So, let me scooch. This one here was the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. So you can tell that this one's a little bit not as warm as the other ones. I mean, barely, ever so slightly. They're so freaking similar, it's not even funny. So the one on the end here is the Kylie Cosmetics bronzer in Tequila Tan. This is actually one of my favorite bronzers. I love it. This one tends to pull a little bit more like red toned on me. Let's hold these two up together. Do they look similar side by side? It's hard to tell because of like the packaging. It really changes the way the colors look. I hate when my camera does that. Does anybody else's camera do that when it's focusing on stuff up close? It turns really dark. Let me know. It's driving me freaking bananas. I hate it. They look pretty similar, but the Charlotte bronzer is just a little bit deeper. This one here is the e.l.f. bronzer. This is the e.l.f. primer infused bronzer in Forever Sunkissed. Again, this one's just a little bit lighter than the Charlotte Tilbury one. This one here is from CYO. This is in, let's see, When the Sun Don't Shine. I can't talk. In the shade Fair. Getting tongue-tied. And again, that one's also a little bit lighter than the Charlotte one, but I'd be interested to see how these compare to her light shade. When it comes to bronzer, again, you don't want to have something that's patchy. So I think the main advantage of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer is it's just very smooth. There's no patchiness to it. However, if you are not looking to spend that kind of money on a bronzer, you could most certainly settle for one of these, and I'm sure it will be just fine. I do, however, like it, and if I was going to give it like a rating from A to F, I would give this one like an A-, just because the tone, and again, it's just because it's not the right one for me, but it could be the perfect one for you, especially if you're of more of like a deeper skin tone than I am, just a little bit deeper. I feel like I probably could have gone with the fair one and it would have been a better choice, but, you know, here we are. Anyway, somebody posted about Pop nail polishes on Etsy, and they were posting these like multi-chrome beautiful polishes, and it's that those in like these really beautiful bright spring colors, and it drew me right in. So I went on the Etsy website, ordered a bunch of these nail polishes, and then they got here. Y'all, these nail polishes are next level. They are so pretty. So I'll show you what I have on my hands right now. Don't judge too harshly because I screwed them up, okay? They looked really beautiful until I decided it would be a great idea to put an actual acrylic gel nail polish over top of them and try to cure them. These aren't acrylic gel polishes. They're regular nail polish. So let me just show you. The shade right here, this really beautiful, like, orange sherbet shade. I don't even know how you describe it. It's called Sorbet. Such a beautiful color. It's so, like, summery, and I love it. I absolutely love this. The next one that I grabbed is called Ida B. Wells. That's the other one that I have on my hands right now. Look at this multi-chrome nail polish. So freaking stunning. I'm glad that I picked them up. I grabbed 5 of them, and the 5th one was broken when it got here. It was like a really beautiful, like, pastel mint shade. I emailed the owner and told her what happened, and she said, we'll send another one out to you, no problem. So, good customer service. I got these rather quickly compared to, like, other stuff that I've been waiting on that I ordered 2 months ago. Silly Cosmetics. I also got this one here. This one is called Wow, or Mom, depending on, you know, how you look at it there. But this one's heat activated. So when you put it on, it's like hot pink, and then it's purple where it's cooler. So this blows my mind. I wanted to use this one today, but I also wanted to experiment with, like, the multi-chrome ones. So I'll try this one in the future and let you guys know how it looks. And then the last one that I ordered was I Do Be a Stubborn Slick. It's another multi-chrome polish. Just so stunning, so beautiful. So if you're in the market to buy some nail polishes and you're looking for something that's maybe unique, you want to support smaller businesses, check out POPNailPolish on Etsy. I think that they're fantastic. I will say they dry a lot quicker than what I'm used to. Like, normal nail polish takes a while for them to dry. These, they're drying as you're, like, laying it down, so you have to work rather quickly. But other than that, I would say as long as you put down like 2 or 3 coats and you work quickly, they're fantastic. I think they're beautiful colors. I don't know. I really like them. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this Moon Prism blush palette from Lunar Beauty. Now, like I said, I have used this several times before. That way I can give, like, an actual review rather than just a first impression. First of all, look at, like, the moons on the outside of this. Look how pretty that is. I like the extra attention to detail that Manny gives to his packaging. I think it makes it next level. So when you open this up, it's got a big mirror on the inside, and then you have these 6 blush shades. This one down here I feel like is more of a, not a highlight, but more of like a blush topper. Almost like a NARS Orgasm type of shade, but a little bit lighter. I do want to kind of show you what these look like. That's the top row there. I feel like this one here is going to be way too light to really see on my skin. That one's the shade Pink Moon. This one is Twilight. And this one is Spacey. So, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, you can barely see it there. Really pretty. Then we have Soleil, Stargaze, and Gravity. Soleil. That's that shimmery shade. Stargaze. And we have Gravity. Ooh, that one is dark. So when I did my makeup the other couple times that I used this, I used Spacey, which is again this darker shade up here. I used Stargaze down here. I used this one down here, which is Soleil. I will say that the powders in this palette are extremely soft, just meaning like smooth, very, very smooth feeling. They blend very beautifully. There's no patchiness to them. We're going to play a little bit. Okay, I think what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of the darkest shade down here called Gravity. This is like this really deep, warm-toned, I don't even know how to describe that. But anyway, I'm going to build that down this way a little bit more. Very dark. I'm a little scared. We're just going to keep it, you know, on the outside here. I think this would be a beautiful color for a deeper skin tone. On me, it's a little dark, but not, you know, it's doable still. I just have to be very careful with how much I'm putting on here. So you can see that added a lot of color. I do want to play with both Stargaze and Twilight. It's these 2 shades here. And then I also want to top it off with Soleil, which is the shinier shade. I just want to play. I just want to have fun with this. I want to use as many shades as possible. I want to look like a clown. Let's do Twilight first, which is that very beautiful peach shade. And I'm just going to lightly dust that on. This brush is shedding all over my face. Shedding, not shitting. Y'all, I don't know when to quit when it comes to blush anyway. I always take it too far. I love me some blush. For show. Alright, we're going to switch gears. I don't want this to be peachy. I want it to be more pink. So let's go into Stargaze. Holy shit, that's a big ant. There is an ant the size of a dog on my floor. Oh my god. Not anymore. So we've put up like ant traps all over my house because we've had an ant problem since the beginning of the summer or, middle spring. And these ant traps have killed like the vast majority of the ants, I guess, around my house. So now all these big ass ants keep coming in my house, and I think it's like the queen ant looking for the rest of her colony. She's like, where the hell did y'all go? Like, y'all coming back? So they're in here running around looking for the rest of everybody, and it's scaring the bejesus out of me because these mugs are huge. I'm not lying. They're probably every bit of like this part of my finger long. They're huge. They're scary. I'm afraid they're gonna like crawl on me in my sleep. Anyway, back to the blush here. Right, now we're gonna dip into Stargaze. Uh-oh. Did I do too much? Probably. Okay, what I'm doing right now is getting all the excess bronzer off that one Sonia G brush because we're going to buff the shit out of this because right now we got too much going on. More than what I was hoping for. I just want you guys to really see the colors of these blushes and what they can do. They're very pigmented. So now I'm tapping this on the higher parts of my cheekbones. What I noticed about this shade here, the first few times I used it, is that it doesn't emphasize my texture or my pores. And I really like that. And it's just a very subtle sheen. It's nothing like out of this world, like glowy highlight. I don't think it was intended to be like that. I think it's just supposed to be like a pretty blush topper. I don't know if you guys can really even see that. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's really beautiful. You can pick this blush palette up on the Sephora website. You can also pick up the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer on the Sephora website, or you can get each of those on the brand websites. It's up to you however you want to do it. It's going to be the same price either way. Depending on whether or not you're Rouge, you might get free shipping, so I would go that route, if you don't want to pay for shipping. Although, sometimes both of those brand websites have deals on shipping anyway, so it just depends on when you get it, I guess. So I really do enjoy this palette. I'm not regretting picking this up whatsoever. I think it's beautiful. I think there's a lot of wearable shades in here. I mean, the only one that scares me is the one that I used first, which is this one here. The other ones, I can pretty much use. This one is going to be a little bit too light, but I haven't used it yet, so I really don't even know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit too light for me. But I could use that to mix in with one of the deeper shades, and it would help kind of take away some of the pigmentation on those. So fun to play around with. Glad that I have it. This is actually the first product that I've picked up from Lunar Beauty. I also grabbed the Lunar Beauty lip gloss in Starlight. I also tried this already. The packaging on these lip glosses is absolutely beautiful. It's got like this diamond inside the cap up here. I just think that these are so pretty. So this one in particular has got little tiny shimmer particles in it. I guess to make it look like it's like your lips are really wet and glossy. Smells like cake. Kind of makes me want to eat it. Let's see here. I grabbed this shade because it's more of like a nude shade. And what I noticed about it the first time I used it is it's super comfortable on the lips. I should have put a lip liner down. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Let me use this big ass mirror and this big ass bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, who the hell? Who? Just dropped on the floor with all the cat hair. It's disgusting. No. Can't have nothing nice. So that is, again, the shade Starlight. I think it looks really beautiful. It makes my lips look shiny and wet and glossy, and it's super comfortable. It is not sticky, like not in the least bit. This is one of the most comfortable glosses I think I've ever tried. Makes me want to buy a whole bunch more of them, but I'm not going to. Not yet anyway. We're going to hold off on that. I don't think that like the glitter particles are too big. You can't even, I can't even feel them when I rub my lips together. I think it looks nice. It's something I could wear every day. I really, really, really enjoy this gloss. Okay, the last thing I have in here, I guess I should have done before the lip gloss because it would have made a hell of a lot more sense, was the Propa Beauty lipsticks. So Propa Beauty is a new indie brand that just popped up recently, and their whole idea basically is aimed towards African Americans. It's aimed towards women of color. I watched a live of Brittany Clark trying out these lipsticks, and she was like, good for them. Good for them for making us feel some type of way when we get on their website, because there's no swatches on white people at all. It's all black women. And you know what? That's fine. It did make it really difficult to find a shade that would match my skin tone. As somebody that is white, you don't have that issue as much when you're looking for things like lipsticks or makeup in general. And I just really feel like if you're going to have a makeup brand in 2020, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it be a lipstick, eyeshadow, foundation. I think it needs to suit all skin tones, and it needs to be inclusive. And even in your marketing campaigns, your swatches, like everything needs to include at least a variety of skin tones, not just your average white person. Like, we need to have black, white, Hispanic. Like, we need to have a little bit of everything to see what it looks like on other people. Otherwise, how the hell are you going to know what to pick up? Because I struggled. I really did. I had a really hard time coming up with the proper shade for me. So the two shades that I grabbed were Limitless and Finesse. So this is the outside packaging, the box. When you look at the little tab where it says the shade name, it looks like it's going to be like a mauve shade, right? I guess I should show you. This is the component. Really beautiful. I really like this. It's got their little logo up top here. And then it even says like Propa Beauty on the inside. I hope I'm saying that properly. And then that's the shade. That is not mauve at all. But you know what? This is better suited for a deeper skin tone. And I knew that when I bought these. I wanted to support a smaller indie brand. I just wanted to try them out. I wanted to see what these lipsticks were all about. I will tell you, I've tried both of these. The formula is very like buttery, very smooth. It's not at all, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a really good formula. These are not at all going to match what's going on the rest of my face, so bear that in mind. So again, this one's in the shade Finesse. I actually really like the way that the tip of this is shaped. I think that it's pretty neat. As far as I know, you can only get this on the Propa Beauty website. I haven't seen them anywhere else. And I don't have a lip liner. Like I said, this is not going to match, so don't come for me. And I usually don't wear brown lipsticks because they're not very complimentary to my skin tone. But, you know, I'm always trying new things. You know who I could see rocking this color and it look really good on them? Amy from Amy Loves Makeup. I've seen her use colors like this in the past and they look really good on her skin tone. I don't dislike it. I don't hate it. It's just different. It's not what I'm used to. It's not a color that I would normally gravitate towards. I really like the fact that it's just buttery. It feels very, like, not too glidey. Like, it doesn't feel oily or anything. It just feels emollient and comfortable. I really like the formula of these lipsticks. I don't hate the way that looks at all. And I feel like this next shade is even darker. This one is called Limitless. This actually looks like it would match the first color I just used. And that is what that color looks like. This one's more of a warmer color. Warmer than the first one I tried. Come on, Charlotte. Now these lip swatches are not perfect just because, again, I don't have a lip liner on, so I'm just winging it. I don't hate this color. I think that on camera it's showing up a lot more red, or at least on my monitor it's showing up a lot more red than what it is in the tube. In the tube it's more of like an orangey kind of brown. I think it's really pretty. I can definitely make these work with a different eye look because it's not happening with this one. So again, that was the shade Limitless. Super pretty. All right, guys, so I'm going to do like a really quick recap of my thoughts on these products, even though I feel like I was pretty thorough during the entire video, so I don't have to go too far in depth in detail and drag this video out even longer. The Charlotte Tilbury bronzer I really like. Again, wish I would have maybe gotten the lighter shade. I don't know if that's, would have made a difference. It's not that I don't like it. I do. I don't know that I love it. I feel like I can get a very similar look with cheaper options. So at the end of the day, it comes down to, are you willing to pay for a name? Are you willing to pay for the packaging? And are you trying to complete a collection of some sort? You want to be bougie? Like, those are the questions you need to ask yourself if you are going to be picking up this bronzer. Okay, next up in here, the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette. I freaking love this thing. I think that it has a lot of beautiful shades in here. I feel like it can work for a lot of different skin tones. I'm glad that I picked this up. I, don't regret it whatsoever. I think it's beautiful. The gloss, fantastic. I'm wearing it now over top of the ColourPop lip liner in the shade Another Round. It's dirty, so don't mind that, because it's like the perfect nude. But I love this lip gloss. It's so comfortable. I would pick up a lot more if I could, but, I bought that bronzer, so I can't. The Pop Beauty nail polishes that I briefly spoke about, love those. Would really like to get some more shades. Maybe in the future I will. The Propa Beauty Lipsticks, I think they're a beautiful formula. They're very comfortable. They sit on the lips very nicely. They don't bunch together in your lines. They don't run in your lines. I really like them. I think they're stunning, and I really like the shades that I picked up. Was that it? Is that all I reviewed in this video? I think it is. So, what do you guys think about the products that I talked about today? Are you guys thinking about picking any of these products up? If you are, I would love to know, so let me know down below in the comments. Let's start a conversation. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It helps my channel out more than you know, and I'm very grateful when you take the time to do that. Also, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. Hit the notification bell, that way you're notified of all my future uploads, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.